it was more than a full-time job just being a mom.
Right.
Like everything she did, like I think about this. I'm like, you didn't even have a cell phone, but you had to drive all of us to practice, to school, and we all played multiple sports and we're on multiple teams. And it was so insane. Like she couldn't even physically drive us to every single practice that we had. So she had to find ways to like, have our neighbor.
That's right. Coordinate everything. Yes.
And do all this. And then like, stuff would happen. And there wasn't even a cell phone to be like, hey, sorry, I'll be a little bit late. Or like, hey, someone else is going to pick you up. Like you got to figure out a way to get that done somehow.
Right.
She had like this massive calendar where, the squares are like this big on it, and they're all filled in with like all the stuff we had to do.
Real small font.
It was insane. So I look back at that, I'm like, she was basically running a full-time business of just taking care of 5 boys.
Do you think that's where, because you've got an insane work ethic now? I mean, was it just something you saw growing up? Obviously, was it things that they taught you and told you? How did you learn that work ethic growing up?
I mean, everything we had to earn. So. We had a paper out early on. We were umpiring at the local baseball fields. My dad had his business, so age 15, I'm doing deliveries for fitness equipment. And I'm carrying the heavy end on these treadmills too, because I was the strongest one there, right?
Not the belt side, not the one that turns. It's the one with the motor.
Man, the motor is heavy, man. So I'm 15, like I'm working with like 30, 40-year-old men, and they're having me carry the heavy end at age 15. And as soon as I have my license, I'm driving the trucks and stuff like that too. But it was like, hey, if you want a car, cool, go buy one. If you want to go to college, awesome, get a scholarship or get a loan. And that's how it was. So we were never handed anything. And I think at first it was because my parents had nothing. But after a while, my dad was doing well. Even lately, man, he'll still take like the free points on the airline to get somewhere and get like 2 layovers just to take the free flight. I'm like, come on, Dad. Like,
you can afford it now.
Like you're 30 years in your business. You're the second largest distributor in the U.S. of fitness equipment. Like, come on, man, buy that flight.
So growing up, what did your dad do? You said he worked 2 jobs. What exactly was he doing those 2 jobs?
At first, he was selling like lubricants. Superior Lubricants was the name of the company. So it was like oil, stuff like that, like in the race car industry and car industry. And then he started his own fitness equipment company, and that came about because he played football at Syracuse, and he had the nice equipment. And so he came back to Buffalo, and we started getting older, and he wanted to train still as well. And he went to buy some nice stuff, and it was kind of like Sears hardware or whatever, like Dick's Sporting Goods, like had the low end stuff. So he went to buy like the Olympic grade stuff that would last a lifetime and last through 5 boys, and he had to drive to New Jersey to get some. Wow. So at that point, he saw an opportunity and started his first store. It was just like this tiny little store, and eventually he grew it into, I think he keeps buying more up. So I think he's around 17 actual retail locations and a commercial division as well now throughout the Northeast.
Dang. Awesome. That's insane. Okay. So Dad's working all the time, but he still has time to coach. I mean, how does...
Yeah, I don't know how he did, man. He coached all our teams too. So he would leave early and he'd come coach us as well. But I mean, I'm running my own business now and 5 kids and all that and 2 jobs. It was pretty impressive what he was doing.